The driver was about to get into the car when he crossed paths with a top-tier hitman. The hitman pressed a silenced pistol to him and forced him into the trunk. No sooner had the driver settled in than the hitman pulled the trigger without a second thought, saved himself the hassle of hauling a body later. He then disguised himself as the driver, fired up the luxury car, merged into the motorcade, and followed the pack toward the president's funeral. After the service, the president's son, Elias, climbed into the hitman's car none the wiser. The hitman fell in with the motorcade again, biding his time, waiting for the right moment to strike. He kept nattering at Elias the whole way, chattering non-stop until it got on Elias's nerves. "Are you trying to get fired?" Elias snapped. But the hitman didn't hesitate. He gunned down the bodyguard with a single shot, then slammed on the gas, peeling out in a right drift to break from the motorcade. Elias nearly crapped his pants, fumbling for his phone to call for help. To stop him, the hitman started jerking the wheel all over the place, swerving until Elias was dizzy, then slammed into a parked car, knocking Elias's phone right out of his hand. The move sent the car careening out of control, clipping a pedestrian, and nearly flipping. The hitman swerved into an alley, only to find a car backing up, blocking his path. No time to reverse. Backup was already closing in. A top security guard blew out one of his tires. In a split second, he floored it onto the sidewalk, timed it perfectly, and plowed into a support beam, successfully blocking their chase. He pulled over near a church, sure it was safe. That's when Elias finally recognized him, the top hitman he'd hired, the Jackal. The Jackal had killed his presidential father as ordered, but Elias, hiding behind his tight security, had stiffed him on the final payment. He'd even texted the Jackal insults. Now, with a gun to his head, Elias was scrambling to offer money. But this stopped being about money a long time ago. No one had ever dared cross the Jackal. Elias was the first, and he'd be the last. The Jackal fired cleanly, stepped out, and stripped off the driver's disguise. He grabbed the fresh clothes stashed in the trunk, planted a timer bomb, same old trick, and headed into the church he'd scouted earlier. He unlocked the door with a key, then locked it tight from the inside. By the time the guards broke through the barricade, the car blew up on the spot. The Jackal had made his escape clean. Revenge served. He returned to his hotel, pulled out his phone to delete his files, when his wife called. He didn't dare ignore it. She never called when he was traveling. This time, she suspected he was cheating. After dropping him off at the airport that day, she'd sworn she'd seen him riding in a taxi downtown.